Hi guys, so as the title suggests, I will be talking about the endocannabinoid system, quantum physics, quantum thinking, and how they matter, why they matter. So today I had the honor of listening to a talk on the power of quantum thinking by Dr. Vandana Shiva. And I just want to start off by saying, phrases such as the endocannabinoid system and quantum thinking, quantum physics, at times may sound a bit overwhelming. And as somebody that almost failed out of undergrad and had to take biology 1 4 different times and took chem 2 3 different times, I was very, 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 very overwhelmed and intimidated by the phrases and the words like that. As part of the reason why I switched my major junior year. However, full circle moment, I am now getting a master's in psychology and a master's in medical herb and therapeutics. And now that I'm in it and studying it and interacting with these words, they're a lot more underwhelming than they're made out to be, in my opinion. That's part of the reason why I do these, videos and talks, or whatever you want to call it. So for example, the endocannabinoid system, the system that we have within our bodies that basically just helps to keep us in homeostasis, balance us out, keep us at peace, in my opinion. And then quantum physics, quantum thinking. Quantum physics is the study of atoms. It's the study of electrons, photons, very small, very basic, things. They have their complexity once you get into them, but the simple terms are very easy to, break down and grasp for anyone, in my opinion. So today, during her talk, she discussed how modern science is very, very rooted in 17th century thinking. We have philosophers such as Francis Bacon and Rene Descartes. So Francis Bacon, well, let's go back a little bit. These minds and their ideas helped to shape the British Empire. Like right before Columbus started going to explore the New World, these men were introducing these ways of thinking, within Britain. Now, I am not a supporter of their ways of thinking. However, it has shaped, how we study science, how we study plants, how we study medicine. And so let's begin with Francis Descartes. He really brought this lens that to understand nature, you have to mold it and extract it and dominate it in order to understand it. And Rene Descartes brought the thinking of a very rigid dualism, ideal, like human versus nature, mind versus body. And what is interesting, what's happening now, is that modern physics, quantum physics, is quietly unraveling those ways of thinking. It is showing, and it's just fascinating because it is showing that these systems, like the sciences of the universe, are actually, interconnected. The context matters. Outcomes are not always linear. And here's where the biology comes in. You have the endocannabinoid system. Now, this is this is my baby. But this system is amazing. It takes your outside environment and it responds to it. It adapts to it. It doesn't demand or command you as a human being. It helps to regulate. It's not just an on and off switch that's linear. It is always moving. It's within your brain. It's within your body, and it works. It works through these amazing feedback loops. And it is extremely context dependent. So the way your system responds when you're sitting down and talking versus when you're, about to start working out, or your body when it's about to go run errands, all these different contexts, the system is completely different. It responds completely. It shows that these systems are, and not just the endocannabinoid system, all systems within the body, it's not just mechanistic, here we go. It's quantum. It's based on observation, because the way your endocannabinoid system reacts will interact with your respiratory system, which will interact with the, CNS and the so it's a whole world of just interconnectedness, not like the ideas that were proposed before that were extremely just dual thinking. What really excites me about this is the way that the herb is able to interact with such a complicated, system. And it, in my opinion, these ways of healing oneself or interacting with one's body invites a whole new, or brings back, I should say, a world of wonder, and having to take a step back and really look and, understand, where all these different pieces, how they're falling into the grand scheme of what is biology, the study of life, systems within us that we have the possibility to understand. The work that I wish to do, that I am aiming to do, is to emphasize that healing is not about suppression or control. It's about regulation, understanding, and balance. And again, this is the direction that I'm going in. The ancient plants, the traditional means of healing that we have seen since 750 BCE, ancient China, up until, now. And we still have remnants of that, like before the pharmacopoeias, which are large books of, medicine that are used in different countries. Every country has their own. But before these pharmacopoeias came with their manual, we had shamans and witch doctors that were helping to heal not just the people, but the land that they lived upon. So I wish to intersect that, the ancient remedies, the modern neuroscience, the psychology, the quantum physics, like behind it all. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, all of these fields are pointing to the same truth, that these systems, they're intelligent, they're adaptive, and they're interconnected. And we are at a beautiful point in history where people are starting to question what has been written, and the possibilities for where we can go and what we can do are absolutely endless. So that's my talk for the day. But yeah, no, thanks guys.